Welcome back, everybody. I'm back today with your updates on the EIDL, the grants, and the loans. We're going to touch in on that big obstacle, more clarity around the elimination of the 4506T, which is standing in the way of so many small business owners from receiving their loan increases. We're also going to touch a Q&A section here, big Q&A section here on viewer feedback, because so many denials right now on the loan increases and the grants are coming into the channel here. So we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to touch in on those priorities 1 and 2. I never forget you guys. So share this video with everybody you know inside the EIDL program, whether you're in the grant or the loan program. We got a lot of things to cover here today. So let's get you guys all caught up. Welcome back, everybody. As I said, I'm back with that lineup on the EIDL, the grants, and the loans. We're going to touch in on some of these denials that are out there right now because not all of the denials are your fault, all right? We're going to talk about some of the ones that are major ones out there that you could still get overturned. We're also going to talk about priorities 1 and priorities 2 and give you guys some more clarity around that 4506T requirement for the loan increases. And by the way, if you have not met me before, my name is Edward Bilder. I'm a financial educator, and I teach you guys strategies on how you could fill your pockets while you're sleeping, okay? Yeah, that's right. It means you go to bed at night and you wake up the next day and you just check your bank account and money just shows up there through passive income like royalties, the stock market, and real estate. Guys, you can join my Zoom calls Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays if you'd like to hear more about partnering with me on my AirBNBs. And if you guys want to do it on your own, rush up to the description right now. I have my crash course on sale at 40% off. Get yourself into the Airbnb game. Start cash flowing in 3 business days, earning an extra $5,000 to $10,000 each and every month. Start with $50. You don't have to own the real estate to do this, all right? Check that crash course out, 40 off, found right now in the description. That's a steal, okay? Go grab it right now today and start changing your lives. All right, don't ever trust the comment scammers. I just have to touch on this. They steal my face, they steal my name, and they are always trying to trick you into thinking you're talking to me, trying to get you to pay them for some kind of consulting services. They are scammers. Never trust them and never give them any money. Don't go to Instagram. Don't go to any of their WhatsApp phone numbers. They're not my friends. They're my enemies, all right? Okay, everybody, let's get into some updates. I want to touch in quickly here on priorities 1 and priorities 2 of the targeted advanced grants. People are asking what the difference between priority 1 is and priority 2 is, and that means you applied for the advanced grant in 2020. This is prior to December 2020. And you either received funds or you didn't receive funds. Priority 1 means you received some version of the advanced grant. Priority 2 means you received no money. And that puts you into the priority for the new grants. Now, it has open to new applicants now, so it seems like priorities are just out the window, but many of you have been forgotten about as far back as February. You guys applied for this. Yes, it still requires you to be in the low-income communities. That's been a question that's been asked here several times on the channel. Yes, low income is a requirement. You could find yourselves on that SBA map found in the description. And remember, you could get onto my list. I send a list out to my favorite congressmen and women and your favorite congressmen and women, basically highlighting the fact that these priority 1 and priority 2 applicants have been kind of forgotten about, stuck in limbo as far back as February. Message me on Instagram if you want to be added to that list, or leave a message in the comments. And also remember, I have an ACH transfer list. This is everybody who's stuck in limbo. If you're applying for the grant for the first time, do not use an app bank like Chime. Do not use any of the app banks because your funds will be rejected. Once it gets sent over, it gets rejected back. And you may have already waited 10 weeks for this grant, and now you're going to have to wait another 13 weeks, 14 weeks for this thing to clear up. You don't want to send it to an app bank or a Chime bank. It will get rejected. You can join the list of everybody out there who's stuck in this as well by messaging me on Instagram or right here in the comments. Before I move on to the loan increase information, I want to touch in on one more thing because some businesses are being denied who started in 2020. This is before February 15th of 2020. That's the rules. They're being denied for having no business presence in 2019. And obviously, they wouldn't have any business presence in 2019 because they opened in, say, January or February, just before February 15th. So they're getting denied their targeted advanced grants and their supplemental advanced grants, being cut out of basically $15,000. And this is obviously because you don't have any tax transcripts from 2019 that are associated to your business. So no business presence of 2019, right? Makes a lot of sense. You have to go through the reevaluation process and explain this situation that you've started your business in January or February 2020. And they go through a process of mapping out how much your projected income would have been for that entire year. And then they qualify you for the grants based on the data of that 50% reduction on gross receipts or the 30% reduction in gross receipts that would have been voided out in the months during the pandemic. All right, so go through the reevaluation process. You can find some steps to get this done in the description as well. Okay, everybody, I'm going to shift over. I want to touch in on the loan increases because right now I'm getting a lot of your feedback that many of the 24 months of working capital are being denied based on that black hole, unverifiable information. And I call it a black hole because it's basically like saying miscellaneous. There could be many reasons inside of unverifiable information as to why you got yourself denied. All right, so I'm going to touch in on some viewer feedback. Thank you to everybody who commented here on the channel, and if you got yourself denied for unverifiable information and you found out more details as to what it was, leave us a message here in the comments so we can help out other people on the channel. So I want to touch in on this one that's kind of crazy to me, but basically it's saying that you didn't update the portal when it asked you the identity question. And if you recall, okay, if you recall, there was a big glitch in the identity question, and it basically said, I can't verify your identity this time, but don't worry, your application can keep processing. Don't worry about it. It's going to keep going straight through, right? Well, that glitch was followed up by a phone call. So a loan officer would call you and ask you some verifying questions and ask you for your copies of your driver's license front and back and so on and so forth. And then they would verify your identity. So if you did not get that phone call, or if you missed that phone call, your identity was never verified inside the portal based on that original glitch that the SBA put in front of us. And now you're finding yourself being denied for unverifiable information. I know it's a crazy one and that was long-winded to get out, but yeah, that one bugs me, all right? Now, some of the other ones here, the business is ineligible for the loan increase. This is usually related to the type of business you have, or it's also related to the amount of funds that you already received, okay? So there could be two different avenues that you have to approach on that black hole, okay? And many of these denials right now that are coming through for this unverifiable information, really, unfortunately, some of it's the loan officer's mistakes. And it's unfortunate to say, but it will result in you having to go through the reconsideration process in order to overturn this. You basically have to get handed off to a different department and start practically from the beginning, all right? They do have some of your information that comes over, but when they ask you to substantiate this, they take all of that information, plus you have to add new information to substantiate the reason for why you are in the reconsideration process, all right? One more piece here I want to talk about for unverifiable information. Those zeros that are coming back on tax transcripts are basically crushing everybody, okay? If you filed that zero to get yourself the stimulus check back in 2020 for your 2019 taxes, yes, unfortunately, that is crushing you, okay? So unverifiable information is also sticking to those zeros. And to overturn this through the IRS is very challenging. It takes a very long time, and especially with that big major backlog, it's going to take even longer. So you're going to want to seek the support of your local congressmen or congresswomen or your local representatives from your district. They have teams assigned to help you get through this and navigate through this process. So go check out your local. There's always a place inside their website that directs you to disaster assistance, and somebody will reach out to you shortly. Okay, I want to touch in on the big SBA changes, all right, because we are waiting any minute now, any day, any time to hear that there's going to be some changes around the 4506T requirement. This is a major obstacle that's been standing in everybody's way of getting that loan increase. And it's crazy, okay? It's chaotic because some loan officers are processing them without, while other loan officers are really sticking to the rules and saying, no, you can't process any further without the 4506T, all right? So what we're hearing is that the 4506T will still be a requirement, but it will not stop your loan from processing, all right? Now, this is not confirmed yet. This is not started in the process yet. Now, once this takes effect, the 4506T will still be required, okay? It's not that the requirement goes away. Some more clarity on this is that it will allow the IRS 6 months to send over your 4506T. This is already after you've received your funding. Because of their major backlog, it's actually giving the IRS more time to send over the 4506T. Now, I do not know what would happen if that time gets busted, if they don't send over the 4506T within that time frame of the 6 months. Will they extend it for the IRS? It's a lot of uncertainty around that question, because we know that if they don't receive the 4506T within that time frame, there is the potential that they can recall that loan, all right? So it's kind of a gray area if you really think about it, right? So you know it would be really awesome if the SBA put out a Q&A or some type of guideline around the 4506T, whether or not this requirement is going to change here. Because right now we know that in order to process the 24-month increase, your 4506T needs to reach the SBA. And if they change that rule and they give us the 6 months extra, you can start seeing your funds much faster within a few days. Start to see your funds super fast and wait for that 6 months for the IRS to finally send over the 4506T. So, I mean, SBA, give us a little sign here. Let us know what's going on, all right? Now, this does still put the onus on you that you got to be as accurate as possible when it comes to submitting your information. You yourself are going to need to be as accurate as possible if you know that your taxes are stuck in the backlog, because if there's anything greater than that 25% difference that's favorable for you to get yourself a higher loan amount, anything greater than 25% puts you into a sticky situation where you could have some of that or all of that loan recalled, all right? Basically recalled, pulled back in, and who knows what else could come with that, all right? So be as accurate as possible when you submit your loan applications as to what your values would have been for your 2019 tax filing, all right? And don't forget to leave us a message in the comments if you're finding yourself approved for your loan increase, the 24 months of working capital. And congratulations. I know it's been a long time that you've been waiting. Also, let me know in the comments if you're finding yourself denied for the 24 months of working capital. I'm very sorry to hear that. Give us some info around the timeline of your application and what those denials were for, so we can help out others on the channel as well. Also, let me know what type of business you guys are out there functioning in. I love to hear a piece of your life. You guys hear so much about my life. I want to hear about your lives as well. And stay tuned for my upcoming content where I'm going to teach you guys how to grow your business through very simple marketing techniques that you could automate through your social media and really bring yourself up from a startup, infancy states, or if you're already mature, you want to grow your business that way, or even recover back to pre-pandemic states. I can teach you guys some tricks. Really simple to do and gain big wins, all right? Also, I'm going to teach you guys how to get into those passive income moments where you're earning money while you're sleeping through real estate, the stock market, and royalties. And real estate, of course, is through Airbnbs. And if you guys want to learn how you can partner with me, don't forget to head on over to Instagram, get signed up for my Zoom calls. I hold them on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Get yourselves on the list. I do have a little bit of a backlog right now because I had to cancel some Zoom calls last week due to a power outage, but I'm catching up and I'm kind of adding in some more people to those Zoom calls, all right? And if you guys want to do this on your own, remember, you could grab my crash course found in the description right now. It's 40% off. Rush up to the description, grab the crash course, get into the real estate game with $50 in your pocket, start cash flowing in 3 business days, earning an extra $5,000 to $10,000 each and every month through Airbnb. And when you want to scale this process up, you just keep repeating it over and over and over again and grow that way as well, all right? That's going to do it for today, folks. I wish you all the best, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye for now.